Hey, it's Aaron here, coming back with another reaction video. As you can see, I pulled up another pool match. This one is between the Ghost, Federer Gorst, and the South Dakota Kid, Shane Van Boening, SVB, one of the greatest to ever play the game, along with perhaps the magician Efren Reyes. One of those two is the best ever. There's an argument as to which is the best, and who's second best. But it's only the only argument of the best ever is between those two, Efren Reyes and Shane Van Boening. No one else can be thrown into the mix, in my opinion. The best player to ever play the game is either Efren Reyes or Shane Van Boening. And you can argue which is which, but I don't know. Let's watch the match. I guess they just lagged. I don't know. When I brought it up, this was where they were. All they showed was Federer Gorst sitting down and then getting up and walking to the table, I guess to lag, or maybe to break. Or to watch Shane break. One of the two. I don't know what happened with the lag.
Rack 3. Federer Gorst to break. Scores the time, 1 rack each.
The music stops. Hush descends.
Yeah, well, there's a good look, Jeremy. Directly into the middle. He's been so good at it.
Well, as you just heard the MC say, it's tied at one. You can see at the bottom of the screen, it's tied at 1 game apiece, and Federer Gorst just. Yeah, I'll get it. And Federer Gorst just broke off in rack 3.
That lately.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the blue 2 is dressed up. Wasn't quite as firm, in my opinion, as we saw earlier, but I don't think that was intentional, right? Sometimes you just don't get the exact same speed. Does he have a natural to go by the 2, or does he have to draw 1 rail over? Or, excuse me, go by the 8? Or does he have to draw into position?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, just at first glance, it looks like he can miss the 8, but maybe he's going into it. Whatever he decides to do, it'll probably be the right thing. I think he's going to have to draw, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's drawing. Watch him drop the tip. Got a nice bounce here off the second cushion. I think that's probably pretty thought of, but pretty key.
Federer wanted to use a lot of the outside ball. I think he punches down here. 1-2 to the left side of the 6, but not certain.
It's pretty comfortable.
Seems to be his go-to. At the middle outside ball where he's punching. He avoids inside English at all costs most of the time.
Yeah, most players, they have their preference, right? You see like a Efren Reyes or a Ralph Souquet, they really were more like natural angles, add a little spin to carry the cue ball a little more, a little less. For today's players, you may see them, especially the Europeans, it seems like they seem to play a little more stun. Of course, Federer Gorst is American. Good stuff.
Many players would have been decidedly unsettled by missing the 9 in the first rack. But Gorst is made of stern stuff.
I think we're going to have to see one of the best performances ever out of Shane Van Boening. For some reason, this match, I feel like Federer really wants it. I feel like he's going to play very consistent after getting those little blunders out of the way.
apparently Fedor Gorst dogged the 9-ball in the first rack, as they just said. Now, I don't know how easy or hard of a shot he had, but, missing the 9 is a big problem usually. I don't know if he came out winner in the first rack when he missed the 9. We didn't see that. All we saw was the break off on the third rack, which is about to conclude here as he pockets the 7 and goes, I don't know if he's drawn up to get behind the 8 or if he's going to go to the rail and then to the other long rail and get behind the 8. We'll have to see. I'm not going to make any predictions this video because I'm always wrong. I'm just going to react to what they do and what the announcers, the commentators say. It is, in fact, a reaction video, so I'm just going to react. I'm not going to predict. This isn't a prediction video. It's a reaction video. But he, of course, has the option of drawing up for the 8 or going forward to the rail and then going to the other long rail and getting in behind the 8 with an angle enough to get down from the 9 again. Here we go. That obviously was an option too. I said I wasn't going to make predictions in this video, but I predict that he's going to pocket this 9-ball rather easily. I believe he's going to split the wicket.
Fedor Gorst lost the first rack, a rack he should have won, but he's won the next 2 and he hits the front.
Looks like there's a small break here. This is, by the way, the 2024 US Open.
The US Open final of 2024 features a potential 25 racks. We've only had 3 of them, but I think already the intensity that's going to be on display throughout is there for all to see.
Thank you, rack 4.
Yeah, the consistency of this break,
2 racks to 1.
it's something that I feel like SVB fans are a little concerned of. Very consistent, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. We missed the one, but he got another one down. One's going to open. Definitely a tester. Making out in the middle of the table and got to make a decision with the cue ball.
Yeah, tester and psychologically testing because he has to play to the same pocket as the missed 9-ball in rack 1.
Yeah, this is so off angle. You see what he's eyeing. The 9-ball near the side. Putting a lot of force on the cue ball, right, to get at the 9 here. I think he's just got to rely on his ability and roll the cue ball forward towards the pink and take the shot on the 2.
Yeah, unless he's got more angle than what we see. But I mean, it really seems like he's forcing and possibly splitting his focus if he goes at it like this.
Yeah, but he's feeling it. You heard the one hit the pocket, and that's the one. You don't chain, right? You come off a mistake. I'm not saying he's going to make many. But I really like going for the win there on the run out. If you miss the ball, you miss the ball.
Yeah, I can't agree more, Jeremy. I mean, obviously we're up here for a reason, right? But at the same time, with your experience, he could have smoothed that one in and just kind of gone up the left of the 4. This is just uncharacteristic, but it was close, so maybe the one grabbed a little bit, Jeremy?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was dozing off, as you could see, but I heard by the crowd's reaction and the way the ball sounded that he had missed the shot. It was like he jawed it up, and he did it. There's the one still sitting in the jaws for Fedor to come up and possibly run him out. I don't see any problems in the rack. Maybe getting to the 3. It might be a little bit of a problem because anytime you have to go to the rail after the cue ball is sitting so close to the rail, the cue ball does funky stuff, and you have to really kind of, maneuver it without, usually top spin will make it do gappy stuff. So you have to get to the 3 ball. You might draw it. I'm not going to predict anything. Like I said, no predictions. We'll see what happens. Hang on. Sorry.
What happens is the cue ball kind of slides a little into the object ball and tends to grab a little. And I would guess what Shane was thinking, if there's anything that crept in his head, is how the table's played overall. Not quite as tight, so balls have been sliding in. He felt like he had a little bit more room for error.
Just going back to the original.
He did in fact draw it, and now he's got this angle on the 2 ball to go straight back across table for the 3 ball in the opposite corner pocket that the 2's going in. That's probably what he'll do. I said I wasn't going to make predictions in this video, but I imagine he's going to go long rail back across the table to the other long rail. Let's see if he does that. Hang on.
Gorst choice. It wasn't as though the kiss shot onto the 9 was high percentage.
Well, I mean,
So now it looks like he's going to draw it back. So I was wrong again.
you want to try and make the 1, but the thing is, it's low percentage and it gives you nothing on the 2, really. So I think maybe just go after the 9 if you're going to go after it and ignore the 1 a bit. I know that sounds a little amateur, but, put your focus somewhere. Like Scott.
He shot somewhat the shot I was talking about. I thought he'd come over further for the 3, but he was kind of happy there. That's where he pointed his stick almost exactly where the cue ball wound up. He's happy here, as he'll cut the 3 ball into the the lower left-hand corner pocket, and then 1 rail out for the 4. He'll probably land somewhere between the, I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not going to predict. This is a reaction video, not a prediction video. Let's watch.
Said not splitting a decision, really. But hey, it's the finals, right? I mean, give these guys a little bit of a break. They're definitely human.
Yeah, we really make it sound easy up here. I wouldn't be able to breathe.
Uh-oh.
Now we're going to see Fedor move the ball. He has to get down from that 4, but the pink 4 ball right up here, all the way down to the 5 ball, the purple 5 ball, which he's standing in front of, but it's down by the bottom rail. So it's really tough to get there. I'm not going to predict how he will get there, but I'm very interested in how he will get there. Let's see what these world beaters can do.
For 7 a bit.
Extension call.
The one thing he commented on is leaning on his fundamentals. And the opener on the 1 was kind of, under that context in my mind.
And when Jeremy says over the 7, I mean, really, even just the body can get into your mind, right? The 7 being there.
Yeah, and usually you got to bend the left arm a little awkwardly when it's like this.
It's just the fact that he knows it's there. I don't think it's going to cause a problem.
Great look here. Pretty confident stroke there on the 4.
He just wants to keep his angle here on the 5.
That was a beautiful shot. For those of you who aren't familiar with these TV balls, the 5 ball is purple instead of the traditionally 4 ball being purple. 5 ball, it's the purple ball, and the 7 ball is still maroonish, brownish color, as it is traditionally. So you got the 4 ball in the lower left-hand corner pocket, and the 7 ball is probably going in the lower right-hand corner pocket. The opposite pocket that the 5 ball is going to go into.
The missed 9 ball aside in the first rack, he's such a confident and reliable, dependable putter. Just concentrating on the run out initially. Why not? Hardly ever misses. Fact is, though, he's got a second chance, a second bite at the cherry.
Put a real good stroke into that ball.
Three, 1, 2 for the Gorst, 3 racks in succession. The missed 1 ball from Shane Van Boening, proving key. Now, Fiddle Gorst is only 24 years of age. He is a former world junior champion. And this week's junior event, the SVB Junior Open, was won by Riku Rompainen. He got presented the trophy just before the final, actually, by Shane Van Boening. And he won that final yesterday in the most emphatic manner imaginable. He beat Grayson Vaughan of the USA. Nay, he whitewashed Grayson Vaughan of the USA 9-0. He played 4 matches in the event, did Riku from Finland, and he dropped 6 racks.
Yeah, well, Riku, of course, for a junior, he's a bit of a veteran. He's been out playing in these WNT events for the last couple of years, off and on. And he's grown a lot in the game. Of course, grown a lot physically as well. You can see he was a bit over Shane right there. So Shane's close to 6 foot as well. So a name you're going to hear about for a long time, Bill.
Yeah, Riku's had some really good wins, actually, in main events, including over Skylar Woodward. And he got to the semi-final of the recent Helsinki Open in his native Finland.
Rack number 5. Better course to break. Leading 3 racks to 1.
Yeah, and like last game, Jeremy said, he did miss the 1. Missed it high.
Well, exited quickly there, Scott.
Yeah, the adjustment was made, right?
And a 3-9 combination laying nicely for maybe later in the rack.
Just before we get into this, it's all sacrilegious what's going on at the moment. Carl Boy is wearing a Stars and Stripes plastic top hat. The ultimate American beta when he was in the Mosconi Cup, and now he's switched sides, it seems.
Boy, he loves America. We talked about that, but the more surprising thing is delivering coffee. That's the odds-on underdog right there.
Yeah, that is the underdog, Jeremy. Actually buying and delivering coffee.
Yeah, funny here now. Still a little awkward safety. Those have been the ones that have gotten both players. Pushing straight through, catching the 7 could be problems. Yeah, He's going to tear apart that combination, but he's going to deliver a shot. Nothing easy for the 5-time champion, but I know he's wanting to bury a big one.
Yeah, how's Shane feeling here? You know he's going to hit this with some type of speed.
Yeah, and I saw a little of the crazy eyes right there. That's a good sign. Kind of open up a bit.
Extension call.
Like Scott said, there will be a thump if this Blue 2 does get made.
He's really firing at this ball. You see the cue ball left the surface of the table already. It's in the air as we stopped as I froze this video. It was in the air. He's looking in the pocket of the 2 in the corner, and it's almost inevitable that he's going to. This cue ball just grazes off the. This cue ball grazes off the 2 ball. The 3's in motion, the 9's in motion. We'll see what happens.
Oh, he deserved it, that little shot. In the 3, it would have been pretty cold if it would have gotten funny. You can see Federer shaking his head in the background during that shot. He knows that SVB gets up for those.
Yeah, anything with distance and power at the center cue ball is proved to be deadly.
You know, and Phil, you've been around a lot of sports, of course, you know, to covering all kinds. And when it comes to the world champions, the real elites, sometimes a mistake like on that 1 ball, taking it for granted, can kind of wake them up. And I wouldn't doubt that happens here.
Yes, for the greats, annoyance can be used as positive energy. For the lesser lights, annoyance can corrode a challenge.
Yeah, it's the same thing when you're prepared and not prepared. And probably have the most 2 prepared players on the planet here in this final.
He just wants some type of an angle to get down for the 9. Staying below the 8. Never really any trouble here.
Kind of like running this to the short side a bit more than the draw. The nerves are going. I like just more of a roll of the ball.
The crux of his semi-final against Joshua Fuller, that rack was all about a wonderful 2-ball. You know, Shane Van Boening has experienced so much in 9-ball pool. The one experience he's never endured is defeat in a US Open final. He's played in 5 before this and won them all. 2007, then an unprecedented hat-trick. 2012, 13 and 14. His most recent success in this event was in 2016. He's level with Earl Strickland, 5 US Open titles each, but he wants to break free and be at the top of the league, in a league of his own.
Yeah, he's incredible. That last one that he won, actually, I had a little run myself, but Shane was on the loser side. He got put there by Josh Filler. First time I ever put my eyes on Josh Filler at that US Open. And then you could just see Shane, he never left the tournament room. He'd win a match, go practice. Win a match, go practice. And he ended up putting on a sweet one there in 2016.
Yeah, Jeremy, it was the biggest one for him, right? Tied Earl's record. And I think it's probably still to this day the most meaningful win for him.
Yeah, Chang Jung Lin, right? That's who he beat the finals, I believe.
Exactly right.
Rack 6. Shane Van Boening to break. Trailing 3 racks to 2.
I think you can cover your ears. It's going to start to get a little louder with this break shot from Shane. I think it's the correct thing to do.
Yeah, I don't mind it, Jeremy. I just think he really needs to bear down on the aim point.
A little more smash, not as much side spin. It's not only going to be a difficult push out, but very limited. Can't get to the top half of the table.
Yeah, a couple times last match he caught the bottom half of that 9. Cue ball ended up over here.
Yeah, he's a very unique push-out player. What I mean by that is most players, when you have to push out, you're at a deficit. You know, you're behind, and a lot of players will tie a ball up where he normally pushes out to the most difficult position on the table and just bets he can execute where maybe you can't.
Yeah, to your point, like right here.
Yeah.
Really.
Like, please pass it back. That's a lot of pressure if you're Federer.
So it's gone from smash to who will grab the tactical initiative.
You almost couldn't blame Federer for passing this one. I don't care who's coming back to the table.
I don't think it's going to be tactical if it's Shane. I think it's getting rolled in the upper right corner, and Shane's trying to get out.
Jamie, please play again.
Little gamesmanship, maybe knowing he's never taken that shot.
Yeah.
Sat Shane in the chair for a minute.
Is the purple a factor for the cue ball on the left middle, or will it miss it? I mean, this isn't easy, Jeremy. It's very, very difficult to roll to the top right because I think the purple could be at play.
Yeah, it could be a problem, but I don't think there'll be that much speed.
Extension cool.
The thing is, you know, he may have not thought it all the way through because it was so limited where he could push out just because he was so hemmed up on the pink.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was actually curious if he was going to do or thought about doing anything with the 6, kind of tying it up since he was right next to it.
Whatever it is, it'll be all right. Why not?
He was going to the top right corner there, but they'll take it.
Boy, he wasn't going to sell out hitting it slowly, huh?
Can he creep in behind the 6 and kind of use the 8 and 5 here, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think I might try and bump the 6 here, though, when I come up with the cue ball. Put a little more speed. Go. Red 3's got to go. Pretty good. Pretty good. Did get a little bump on the 6.
Yeah, and he got the right bump on the 7 as well. Of course,
Extension cool.
one of the best in the business at this.
You trying to hit this with a high ball and snooker him behind the 7?
Yeah, and I think more of his focus is just laying that 3 over on the left long rail, trying to keep the cue ball somewhere in that area, Jeremy.
Yeah, and you know, that's a fair point, Scott. If you play it all the way to the middle of that left rail, you can just let the cue ball slide down the right rail, maybe using the 9. Oh, he's elevating.
I think
He's trying to bring it back.
Yeah, he's elevated.
He's trying to bring the cue ball down to the bottom.
Bow stroke, all in hand.
Well, we were both fooled. We didn't realize there was that much curve just to get to the rail.
Yeah, he was snookered a lot more than we could tell.
Which I don't know about y'all's opinion, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I swear to you, as he was over that, I'm thinking, the alignment's not right here. I honestly thought he was going to overcut that.
It's almost like he never really even looked at the 3. It's like his eyes were always on the 4-6.
Yeah, and I tell you what you can get involved in out on the slick table especially is let me use the side rail. You know, instead of understanding you're going to hit the ball pretty pure anyways, especially with ball in hand. Uh-oh. Crazy stuff here early.
Wow, what is going on here? The crowd clapping.
Please start the clock.
Fedor Gorsh is a big favourite, but Shane Van Boening is a sentimental favourite here. They want to see history.
Yeah, of course, everybody wants to see number 6, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And he'll knock this 6 in here with a combo to get started. But, you know, I had a vicious scratch in my match, my last one, but that one was my fault. I leaned that one a little unlucky there to come from off the 7 in the middle of the table. He had to apply inside spin on the 3.
Well, touching on you, Jeremy, I actually saw that scratch. I watched most of that match. Yeah, I respect you saying it's your fault, but didn't have to go that way. Neither here nor there. Crowd happy with the behind-the-back trick shot.
Great when it comes off, a little embarrassing when it doesn't.
He's got a hair funny, though. He's got to address this with spin one way or another. See the inside just a little bit, but it's always touchy because you don't want to fall straight on the 7 and then have to shoot the 8 from the cushion. All right, I like him putting speed on this and coming below the 8. That way he puts that nice stroke on it.
Yeah, just come all the way over. And that's the hit, Jeremy. Still gonna land funny.
That is the 50, and what we mean by that is very natural scratches if you level out the cue going into the side or corner. May be fortunate to get that 1-inch bounce.
Looks like he's going over the middle, Jeremy.
And he avoided the scratch with speed. How do you pull that trigger in the U.S. Open final?
Into middle pockets that we've repeatedly said give nothing away at all. And yet still he's not on the 9 as he wanted to be.
I think he may bank it, really. Have some speed on it as well.
That's what he's gonna do.
Terms at 3-3. The first 6 racks of this US Open final have been a blend of incident, mistakes, and excellence. Oh yes, and for Fedor Gorsh, one horrible slice of ill fortune. Nevertheless, 2 wonderful pots on 8 and 9 from Shane Van Boening to square it up.
Three ball. Wow. Well, considering the awful scratch in the last rack and how unfortunate that was, pretty nice starter here on the 1 to try and regain the lead.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like as good as he hit those balls didn't do a lot, even though the spread looks great.
One, 2, and 3, pretty much formalities, aren't they?
Yeah, the real work is to 2 to 6, and you can see the pink 4 and 5 pretty close to each other, so no excuses here.
Where does he want to be, Jeremy, on this 3? Does he just want to be out in the center somewhere between the 4 and 9?
Yeah, I think because he can handle some distance on the pink 4, so it doesn't matter quite as much on the 3. I think ideally maybe between the 5 and 8, kind of that path. That's where I like right there myself. So, and what happens is when you train like he does, of course those obstacles are there, right? So it looks worrisome to kind of like a spectator, but he just knows where the ball's going to be.
Yeah, you get a real feel when you're at the table.
Well, this is premium. He should be able to get fairly close. Close to where he wanted, I think.
This is actually a little awkward. Probably going to have to come below the 9. Might even have to take the 5 at the top left if you don't want to introduce a miss and smooth this ball in. I don't know. He's good at drawing from this distance.
Well, it's a funny forward stun. That would be ideal from here to get an angle on the 5 and the side to track the cue ball up top table and back down. The funny part about the stun, it's easy to catch a hair at the 9. Then everything can become kind of odd.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he might actually pull this back.
Hey, there's that no angle, though, and near the cushion. So big trouble. He's got to power this ball going forward with 3 rails.
Is there traffic? Not really.
I think the worry becomes the miss more than anything. I think he can hit the path right.
It's the lower left corner. A big pocket for the cue ball.
Yeah, I think a miss. The upper left corner could be. Oh, he hit it sweet. He's going to get by him. 2 little flicks and an awkward stretch, even for a tall man.
Yeah, I was trying to see if that 8 was in play. He really bent this cue ball. Look at how airborne it was off the strike.
The problem was a really weak 3 ball, wasn't it, for position?
Yeah, I was a little shocked he played it with inside. I thought he would chip the right part and come up with outside because you're already in line as soon as you hit the 3, really. He's going for the bank because the safeties have been a little off. Kept it simple.
Well, I think, Jeremy, you were right. Until the buzzer started, I think he changed his mind to the safety once that buzzer kicked in.
I could kick here. I really do. I think the way the 8, 9, and 7 are in the middle of the table can pose a lot of problems, and I really think he's going to always hit the kick.
No, I can't agree more. How much distance can you get from the 6 and cue ball if you don't make this ball? To begin with, getting over the 7 is going to be very difficult.
Go to the side.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Yeah, Jeremy, that's what I'm talking about, right? You said the same thing. The kick, a lot of good things could have happened.
Yeah, he could have pocketed the 6. I think he could have got the cue ball on the bottom. But, Theo, how many times of late have we seen fouls for players? We just kind of assume they're going to get over those, and it seems like they're growing more and more.
Yeah. The captain of the US Mosconi Cup team, Skylar Woodward, actually played 2 in pretty quick succession in one match.
Yeah, not just here at the U.S. Open. We've seen it in previous majors this year.
Yeah, going back to that kick, though, a lot of really good things there. I don't know about that decision, obviously, catching the 7. Forced another opportunity to take off.
And to be fair, I mean, might not think exactly like these guys do, right? They're looking, hey, I'm going to make this, and that's the confidence they have. So just another level at times. Not pinpoint here on the 8. Wonder why I would say anything else. We've seen a lot of crazy things so far in just what will be 7 games.
Earlier this week, he had a 9 ball like this, and hit it into the extreme right-hand jaw as we're looking. Just about went. That one was a lot more accurate. And so, Fedor Gorst regains the lead. I think both of these two would clearly admit that this has not been high quality yet, but it's been lots and lots of drama. And talking of drama, that's how it ended up in Saudi Arabia at the World 9-Ball Championship. $250,000 US on the line. Eklund Kachi tried a safety. He scratched. He left the table fearing the worst, and that was justified because Fedor Gorst stepped in, and that 9-ball provided him with the biggest first prize he's ever won by some considerable margin. What a hat-trick it would be, Scott. World Masters, he beat Joshua Filler 13-12. World Championship, Eklund Kachi 15-14. What about a 13-12 here for Fedor Gorst? It would be the Hill Slam.
Yeah, you can't say it any better, the Hill Slam. We were all there in Saudi Arabia when Federer got the win. I'll tell you what, that event during that final was so intense. We can only hope for something similar here.
Thank you, rack 8. Fedor Gorst to break, leading 4 racks to 3.
Jeremy, this has always been the concern. If you're in the SVB camp, that one seems to be consistent way too often.
It's getting action, on the blue too. It's really not getting tied up. It's coming open now. Looks like a perfect shot on the 2. Maybe somewhat straight to get on the 3, and I always say that because the 4-6 is a little funny. He's got an angle, so he can get that down there nice and heavy on the red 3.
Broken ran in rack 3, and he's got every opportunity to duplicate that in this.
Yeah, it's like he can just, really has options. He can just go straight through to the side rail, dropping below. It's going to be a 4-6 combo here in a few shots.
This all stems from a dry break from SVB last game. So he's going to play the 4-6, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. Really not many pockets for the pink 4. Not really things that you would consider. That's why that good starter, because, we always talk about the difference. Is when these guys get in control and get that first positional shot in line, pretty much stay in line. Now, is the 4 going towards the side rail here?
Yeah, you got to wonder if the cue ball's kind of going towards the 9. Basically, if he's a little steep. Doesn't act like it, though. No, he's going to be all right. He hits it easy, he'll be all right.
Yeah, that's where being close to his work really helped.
That was a good shot. There's no such thing as an easy combination unless the balls are wired, frozen and stone cold wired toward the pocket. And all you gotta do is make contact with one ball, and the other ball is going to head toward the pocket no matter what. Those are, I guess you consider those easy combinations. 2 frozen balls that are wired makes an easy combination, but although and they show the angle of how that 4 ball is lined up perfectly with the 6 ball, it's still not an easy shot. You still have to contact the 4 ball in the right spot, and then the 6 ball. And the 4 ball has to contact the 6 ball in the right spot, and then you have to leave a shot like he has for your next ball or for the same ball. for the 4 ball. So he's done all that, and this is where he's at. He's got the lead in the race to 13. No, he's trailing in the race to 13, 4-3. He's looking to tie it up 4 games apiece. Here we go.
He's so good at this shot. If he wants to come back and forth above the 9, he can, but he's really good with that low drag.
Yeah, I think it'll be a couple rails, though. It's really natural and no problems. Gets him on that natural side of the 5 he wants, I think, which is a hair more. He's going to really survey the side pocket. I don't blame him. Doesn't want to come up the left side rail and fall on the rail with the cue ball. And doesn't want to force it to the right of the brown.
Yeah, you can't do much better than that. I think he's going to the long rail above the right side pocket. Oh no, he's perfect.
Two break and run outs in the match for Fedor Gorst, and for the second time he leads by a couple of racks. It was 3-1 initially, now it is 5-3. Still some way to go though. Mind you, after that race to 120 challenge match they've just had, this is a mere sprint, first to 13. Now Abigail is with a very special guest.
I am indeed. Shannon Pascal, of course, your dad was the founding member of the US Open. It must make you so incredibly proud to be back here for the 47th staging of this tournament.
I am so proud. I just think of my dad, and I know he'd be looking down, and he's proud of us as well.
Absolutely. And what are your early memories of coming to these events?
I've been coming here since I can remember. I mean, my first memories are when I was 5 years old and just coming here, and then I started working with my dad, and I think I put in a good 15, 20 years working the counter and behind the scenes with my dad.
And how important is it that you still play an active role in these tournaments?
Well, they do all the heavy lifting, but me and my brother are just thrilled that they let us still be involved with them, and we're here supporting them every step of the way, and we are amazed by what they've done with my father's event.
And fantastic news that this tournament is going to be returning here in 2025.
Yes, we love coming here. It's such a great time. They do an amazing job.
Absolutely. Let's get back to the final.
9.
And Shannon's father, Barry
Fedor Gorst
Berman,
break.
has his name on the
Leading
trophy
5
that will be
racks,
lifted
3.
by one of these two right now. The favourite is the man breaking off.
Yeah, Shannon, extremely classy. Can he repeat? Yeah, look at this break. Not gonna have a good look on the 2 this time, Jeremy.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's why you got to stay settled in your chair. It's a scary thing, Fedor Gorst breaking the balls and with a couple game lead, and Shane knows what he's capable of as well as anyone. You know, it's always 2 to 3 parts of these races to 13 and the finals. We saw a little bit of this in Saudi. And
That was a great break, a very good break by Fedor Gorst. Other than the fact that he doesn't have a shot on the 2, that's just all out luck. No one's able to get a shot. Here we go, let's watch. I wanted to say also, before I started to nod off, that Federer seems to be hitting the balls harder than Let's watch.
Kachi hung tough and caught a late lead.
It's an excellent point. Even when they played about a week ago, it was like there was 2 to 3 parts every single day.
I predict a rollout here, push shot here. The question is, where do you push out to? Just roll it over by the 3 or against the 3 and challenge him to maybe a little short of the 3. Let's pop it up. All right, let's watch. I think he's gonna. I told you I'm not gonna predict things this video, but I think it's pretty safe to say he's gonna roll out here. This is gonna be a push shot. Where does he push to? And he just bumps the ball over in the middle of the table around the head spot, and takes a jump shot on the 2, and then. I'm sorry, I'm nodding off, so we better get going here.
So you know this is long from over, probably still several momentum swings.
And I really feel that, some of these push-out situations could be the difference. I'd label Fedor Gorst the most efficient player on earth with an open layout, right? So I got him a little better than Shane in that regard.
That's why I said I wouldn't. That's why I said I wasn't going to predict things, because I was way off where he was going to lag. I mean, not lag to, but where he was going to roll out to, or push to. He pushed it up against the top rail. He's probably going to get this back. I also predict he's going to get this back. I shouldn't be predicting, but I think he's getting this back. I don't know what else you can do with it. Let's see what his plan was. To jump to 7, no. Not jump to 7 like that.
Play tough. I like Shane, but I like Shane in these battles with the push-outs and the tactical side of things. He's just been in so many situations in these finals and seen so much. Gotta believe the experience leaning on his side.
Yeah, and if he's giving this back, doesn't that tell us that Fedor can't see the left side of the 2 or the left half? There you have it.
Yeah, great look. And, there's a couple different ways to play this depending on how you're feeling. You could cut the 2 and let it go 2 rails kind of underneath the 5 a little. Albin Ocean's real good at those types of shots, making it goofy as you bring the cue ball up table. I think most likely, though, it's going to be a soft one to the side rail.
Let's see if SVB's decision proves correct.
He's going for the make. He's going for the make.
Wow, what a hit by Gorst.
That was something else there. What a great shot by Fedor Gorst. He rolled out to a place where he decided he could pocket the 2 ball safely and get a 2-way shot. Take a shot at the 2 ball and then get the 2 ball up where it's safe in case he dogs the shot or misses the shot. It wouldn't be a dog from there. But in case he misses the shot, but he didn't miss that, did he? He rolled it right into the pocket. Very nice shot, and now he looks to be out from here. He's got the 3 ball directly into the side pocket. The 4 balls down, 5 balls on the table, and there's the 6 ball, the 7, the 8, and the 9. He should be out fairly easily here.
was talking to someone about type of shot. Recognize that sometimes there's two ways there because you're cutting the ball right, so it's going to kind of be a soft ball going to the hole. Hard to hang it, really.
Very different to SVB's magnificent 2-ball at a critical moment against Filler. But boy, could it pay dividends.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Definitely has a shot to the corner, but not easy. A little shocked he didn't stun over and take more of a cut for the lower left and maybe draw the cue ball. But if he gets perfect here, it certainly makes sense.
Well, I can't stay awake, and this has certainly been long enough, so I'm going to hang it up now. And I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.